Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, it is an early game. It is a Monday in North America on the West Coast. It is a Tuesday afternoon affair between the Saitama Seibu Lions and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. And we are bringing you this one here as it is that weird midweek game, and we got a few more coming up next week as well. So hopefully you guys will get settled in and enjoy all the action as we can bring it to you tonight. We're going to give you first of all, the starting lineups for the visitors for the Saitama Seibu Lions. Tonight, leading off and playing shortstop is wearing number 62 is Natsuo Takazawa. Batting second in center field is number 9, Takuya Hiruma. In the third spot and doing the catching is number 10, Taiga Kojima. Batting in the cleanup spot at first base is number 26, Tyler Nevin. Batting fifth in left field is number 39, Taiga Hirasawa. Batting in the sixth spot and playing second base is number 4, former fighter Kazunori Ishii. Batting in the seventh spot and doing the designated hitting is number 60, Takiya Nakamura. Batting eighth at third base is number 32, Takayoshi Yamamura. Batting ninth in right field, wearing number 25, is Alexander Canario. And they're going to be in tough tonight as they're going to be facing the ace of the fighter staff. It'll be Hiromi Ito, who takes to the hill. With an 8-6 record, he has worked 127 in the third innings. He's allowed 135 hits, 48 runs, 45 have been earned. He has walked 25 and struck out 121 while pitching to a 3.18 ERA. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Tokorozawa, the Saitama Seibu Lions. Now your starting lineup for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Leading off at shortstop is number 43, Tatsuki Mizuno. Hitting second and playing second base tonight is number 56, Ryohei Hosokawa. Batting third and in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Franmil Reyes. Batting fifth at first base is number 21, Kentaro Kiyomiya. Batting sixth and playing third base tonight is number 5, Yuki Nomura. Hitting seventh and doing the catching is number 64, Yua Tamiya. Batting eighth in left field is number 12, Kodi Izawa. Batting ninth in center field is number 50, Ryo Isabata. They're going to be facing Kai Matara, who has had an outstanding year for the Lions. He has pitched to a 7-3 record. He has worked 96 innings. He's allowed 64 hits, 20 runs, 17 have been earned. He's walked 37 and struck out 91, all while pitching to a 1.59 ERA. The managers have come out. They've exchanged the lineup cards. It's a full house for the two ball clubs between the Saitama Seibu Lions and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Afternoon baseball is just around the corner, and we'll be here to bring it for you on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Stay with us, everybody. We appreciate you guys for hanging in, and we'll be back in just a few after this timeout.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know
baseball.
That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and we are about 3 minutes away to the start of the ball game. The fighters are just taking to the field now as they are running to their positions. The first pitch ceremonies are just clearing up, and we are right around the corner from all the action here tonight. Stay with us, everybody. Great to have you with us. It is going to be the Lions and the Fighters when we return in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. I have a feeling it's going to be one of these nights where our computer is, I think, on the downward, and we are trying to salvage it together here for the next couple of weeks until we can pick ourselves up a new one. And so hopefully it will be able to survive the next 8 games that we're going to be able to do, but we're glad you guys can hang in here with us tonight. It is the Lions and the Fighters as the first pitch, ceremonial first pitch has just been taken care of as they are ready to be able to come out and to do the ceremonial stuff. It's always kind of funny. I get a kick out of watching it. They have the mascots or the umpires. If somebody comes out, throws out the first pitch, and the players who are there, they're the ones that will actually stand in the batter's box. I told the story a couple of years ago when I was in Tokyo, and the Yakult Swallows were playing the Amuri Giants, and it was Maru, the leadoff hitter for the Giants, was standing in, and some guy came out and threw the first pitch, and he must have brought it up to about 85 miles an hour. And Maru had kind of leaned back and was like, what is going on? Imagine if you are taking the ceremonial first pitch and you get drilled by somebody throwing a fastball who has no control. I don't think I'd be very happy about that. Our friend God is Great is in the house, and we welcome you in from the land of the rising sun as Hiromi Ito is taking to the hill. He is making his way to the pitcher's mound, and we are going to be making our way to the broadcast chambers to give you this one here in just a couple moments. It is the Fighters and the Lions action to begin in just a few as Ito takes to the hill to do his warm-ups. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are back here again, and we appreciate you guys for listening in. We are going to have ourselves a fun one here tonight. I can just feel it. My computer is acting goofy, and so I'm not sure how much life it's going to have left in it. I was in the market for a new one, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get it fast enough here the next couple of weeks. Well, ready to get this one going as it is stepping to bat is Takezawa, and then Hiruma and Kojima to face the right-hander Ito, and the first pitch of the ball game is on its way. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball one. Count is 1-0 to Takezawa. Takezawa hitting .290 on the year, a homer and 25 runs batted in. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito. Ito works himself to the belt. Now he is ready to get this one delivered here. And the pitch is a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. Ranging to his left is Mizuno. He fields it. He fires to first. And with one up, we have one away here. And that is going to bring up the center fielder in Takuya Hiruma. Well, for Hiruma, he steps to the plate. He's hitting .315 on the year, no homers and 5 runs batted in. Another hitter hitting from the left side. I really like these kind of Lions uniforms that they're wearing here. It's like a dark blue, a light blue with white in it. It's almost a blended top, pretty kind of cool type. A lot of powder blue in it at this time of the year. As the pitch on the way from Ito is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Hiruma. Definitely an interesting piece. Hiruma batting from the left side, as we said, waiting on the offering here from Ito. As the pitch is on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. And the count now is even at 1-1. We'll get you updated as the Lions have a number of players who have unfortunately suffered some timely or untimely injuries. There are 3 regulars out of the lineup as the 1-1 pitch is on the way. And there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Seiya Watanabe took a ground ball in the face and has fractured an orbital bone. And so he is going to be out for an extended period of time, unfortunately for him, as he has been a steady presence in the Lions lineup and certainly in their resurgence this year. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Hiruma as the right-hander Ito ready to go again. Pitch on the way, fastball taken for a called third strike right on the inside corner. And Hiruma stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2. And that's going to leave it all up to the catcher in Taiga Kojima. Defensively tonight for the Fighters, from left to right field, it is Yazawa in left, Isobata in center, and Manami in right. Around the horn from first to third, Kiyomiya is at first. At second, it is Hosokawa. The shortstop is Mizuno, and at third, it's Nomura, with the battery of Ito and Tamiya. So here comes the first offering to Kojima, and it is a fastball that just misses up for a ball. Counts 1-0. Kojima hitting .258 on the year, 5 homers and 22 runs driven in. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito. As I was going through some of the injuries that the Lions have, Gikuto Wakabayashi also out. Going to be out for an extended period of time as that ball misses down and in. And it makes me cringe because they said it is a tear of the pubic bone area. And then there's something in the pubic bone or pubic area, and for all the men out there listening, I'm sure that would make you cringe as well. 2 balls and no strikes. As Ito again delivers, there's a fastball at the knees taken for a called strike. It's now 2-1. And then Anko Lin, the Taiwanese player who was the MVP of the Taiwanese League last year, had a pretty good month of July. Hit .311, smacked 4 homers, started to really pick up his game. Unfortunately for him, he is also out for an extended period of time as he has some swelling in his knees, been taken off the active roster. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, count is 2-2. And our friend Andre Rodriguez says, ouchie, yeah, that's for sure. Definitely would not want to be a part of that, no pun intended. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kojima as the right-hander Ito works himself to the set. Even though he's got nobody on, he is pitching from the stretch. There is a fastball swung on and hammered foul down the third base line, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. No other games for us until the weekend. We'll stay with the Fighters as they will be traveling to Osaka to play the Buffaloes. So we'll stay with that series. And then when that is completed next week, it'll be 3 games, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Japan time. It'll be the Hawks and the Fighters as there's a changeup missing down and the count now goes full to Kojima. As we'll do 3 games in that series and then a weekend series that we will finally get away from the fighters. Seems like we've been hanging out doing Hokkaido all year long. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander again works himself to the belt. And now he kicks and he delivers. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the left field line. And the count remains full to Kojima. So when you take 3 important bats out of the lineup for the Lions, it really weakens them offensively. So I am curious to see how they will respond here, especially as they hold themselves a lead over the Buffaloes for 3rd place. And they were in a second 3rd place battle here between the Fighters and the Lions. I could see the Lions starting to take a bit of a fall here just because of the injury bug that has bitten them. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on, and another one chopped foul, this time over on the first base side. And the battle will continue with Kojima. It's going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up here to the left-handed hitting catcher of the Lions. Also interesting on the Lions, their helmet, it spells the name right across the top. I don't know if I like that per se because it's such a small script. Here comes the 3-2 from Ito as he again holds set, kicks and fires. Fastball misses down and in. That's going to be ball 4. So Kojima able to chisel Ito for a walk. A 2-out base runner here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman in Tyler Nevin. Well, for Nevin, he's having himself a pretty good year. He got off to a slow start. He was hurt to begin the season. And not because he was slow offensively, slow because he wasn't playing. He's hitting .274 on the year, 16 homers and 38 runs batted in. 29-year-old, pretty much an everyday player in the Lions lineup when he's healthy. Our friend Samurai Prayer in the house from Osaka. We appreciate you for jumping in on one of the early games in the NPB tonight. First pitch breaking ball delivered to Nevin, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. As we said, we just went through the listings of the players that have been injured for the Lions. And certainly a long list here over the last couple of weeks. So no balls and 1 strike again as Ito works himself to the set. And the pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now runs even to Nevin at 1-1. Lions fans travel well, and they are traveling well to this spot here in Hokkaido as they are in full force. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as Nevin waits. Ito kicks and fires. There is a fastball that just misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. As we mentioned, the other game in town tonight in the NPB, there is one other early start, and that would be between the Tigers and the Giants. As that game is taking place in Tokyo, we'll keep you updated with that as the scores become available. That's in also the top of the first inning. Breaking ball swung on, and this ball is lifted foul over on the first base side. The count now runs even to 2-2. The game between the Swallows and the Carp has been postponed already at the Jingu, as there is rain in the area. It's not going to affect the game in Hokkaido because it is playing itself in a domed area. At the Vantolin Dome in Nagoya, the Bay Stars are playing the Dragons. Also, too, the Marines are playing the Hawks here tonight. Later on, it'll be the Buffaloes and the Eagles. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now gone 3-2 to Nevin. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Getting the righty Ito ready to go back to work. He's got an interesting, I don't want to call it a man bun, but he's got his hair almost in a ponytail out the back side of his cap. As the right-hander works to the set now, delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Nevin goes in the books for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the first inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. They did strand one runner aboard. Your score as we are through a half inning. It is the Lions, nothing, and the Fighters coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the first inning when we return after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. Kaima Taira has completed his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to resume the action here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Taira to face Tatsuki Mizuno, Ryohei Hosokawa, and Chusei Manami to get things going here for the Fighters in their half of the first. Fighters, Mizuno stepping to the plate, batting .290 on the year, 8 homers and 35 runs driven in. He's played some pretty steady defense for the Fighters as well. And the first pitch from Taira is a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Taira, stocky fella, but he only lists in and checks in at 5'9". As there's a fastball that misses up, and the count now goes to 2-0. I know that they tried him as a starter a couple of years ago. He's back in the rotation now. And I just wonder if he would have been better served just staying in the bullpen. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball that just misses low. Count goes to 3-0 on Mizuno. I'm not sure where that pitched, but it looked pretty good to me. Here we go again with the umpires not giving the calls to the pitchers and specifically the visiting pitchers as needed. There's a breaking ball. I think that's come in inside and hit Mizuno as he's going to walk it off. That's going to be ball 4. Nothing worse than taking a guy to 3-0 and then hitting him with a pitch, and he's going to get examined as he's going to go down the tunnel. Kind of reminds me, I think it was Daniel Susak this weekend of the San Francisco Giants were playing the Detroit Tigers. I saw he went on the injured list today with a fractured patella bone. I think it was the kneecap. We're going to look here. Where did it get him? I got him on the inside of the left ankle. So the left-handed Mizuno, he was able to get his right foot out of the way where he's got the shin guard on. He's got no protection on the left foot on the back side. It ends up hitting him on the inside of the left ankle. So he's going to head off for treatment. Nothing like going 3 balls and no strikes and then plugging a guy where you could have done it on the first pitch. So Mizuno going off to get some treatment. We'll talk a little bit more about the issues that were in the case of the fighter or the Lions. We were saying at the top of the stream, 3 players ended up on the injured list. The most recent, of course, of the 3 happens to be Seiya Watanabe, who fractured his orbital bone, taking a ground ball in the game last night, or the other night, not last night, 2 nights ago. And so he is going to be out for an extended period of time. That is really, really, really unfortunate. That is a big part of it. As he was hitting the cheek area, they said, while fielding a ball. And that is going to be some time on the injured list for him. Unfortunate. I think he got out on the left side of the face, which is also even more unfortunate because he is a right-handed batter. So the left eye is the one that would be closest to the hitter. Lions also deactivated Gekuto Wakabayashi. We said it was a pubic bone muscle tear, so I can only imagine what that would be all about. I certainly wouldn't want to sign up to find out what that would feel like. Just the thought of it makes you cringe. And then the other one was Anko Lin was deactivated. Had a pretty good month of July, as we talked about. And he hit 311 during that time, but he is on the injured list due to some knee pain. So 3 Lion hitters who have been an important part of this year's club all find their way onto the injured list. Well, it looks like Mizuno is finally got his treatment. He's going to be coming out here in just a moment, as he is going to be running for himself. The treatment is over, and we are about ready to resume the action. So Mizuno aboard as the runner at first base. It brings Ryohei Hosokawa to the plate. Hosokawa hitting .241 on the year, a couple of homers and 9 RBIs. Stepping in from the left side of the plate. Runs were at a premium on Sunday between Kohei Arihara and the pitcher Shoji for the Eagles, as there's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs. So 5 pitches tonight from Tyra, all have been for balls. 1 ball and no strikes. Hasn't got his release point yet. And we talk about this regular, that sometimes players, specifically pitchers, will pick it up as they get a feel for the mound. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count's 1-1. Finally get a handle on the release point, where that is, and you start to have a better understanding, and you can do a little bit better with it. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now 2-1 to Hosokawa. So 2 balls and a strike. Standings currently have the Fighters in second place, percentage points, and a full game ahead of the Lions. There's a fastball missing up. It's now 3-1 to Hosokawa. They trail the Hawks to the Fighters by 7.5 games. The Lions trail them by 8.5. And if there's a chance for the Buffaloes to make a run, this would probably be it now. There's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike, and the count now goes full to Hosokawa. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed hitting. Second baseman of the Fighters swings and fouls that one away, and the count now remains at 3-2. So as far as I'm concerned, the Eagles are as good as dead. The Marines have started to play a little bit better baseball. They are only a game behind the Buffaloes for 5th place. But I do think the Lions are going to miss out in the playoffs. I really think that their Cinderella season is about to collapse based on the injuries. Tough time in the season to lose some bodies. But certainly a good recovery from the last couple of years where they have certainly struggled. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Tyra delivers. Fastball swung on, is chopped over to third. Mizuno was on the run. Fielded neatly by the third baseman Yamamura. He fires to first. Mizuno is safe at second. Goes as a ground out 5-3. He's out for the first out is Hosokawa, and that's going to bring up the right fielder in Chusei Minami. Well, it was Minami the other night. Only a couple of hits did the Fighters have against the Eagles, and his was the big one, as it was just a little looping single with the infield drawn in to provide the only run of the ball game for the Fighters in a 1-0 victory. Any way you can get it done. I was saying that just the importance of that play the other night, infield would have been back had they been able to execute the bunt properly, or the bunt defense properly. Breaking ball misses down. Count is 1-0 to Minami. So 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball swung on and missed, and now the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Minami on the season hitting .269, 20 homers and 50 runs batted in. Although he did make an error in the game earlier on the weekend. Fastball swung on, his defensive play was a little bit dicey as he swings through that pitch and misses. 1-2 now to Minami. Again, Tyra getting the sign. He works fairly quickly, does the right-hander of the Lions, as he's ready to go again. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses in the left-handed batter's box, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have put our schedule up for the weekend, so if you guys are in the neighborhood, be sure to check us out once again. It'll be Fighters again on the channel. As we continue the tour, they'll be playing in Osaka against the Buffaloes. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Manami's in the books. He's gone for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter in Franmil Reyes. Good pitch there by Tyra, walking the ladder. Just good old-fashioned hardball. Blows the four-seam fastball by him, let her high. Manami unable to catch up with the pitch. And he knew it as soon as he swung. He knew he was in trouble. So that now brings up Reyes to the plate. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count's 1-0. Reyes batting .324 on the year, 24 homers and 61 runs batted in. He is just shy of the Triple Crown in one category. That would be the home run category. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Reyes as he taps both sides of the plate. Looks like he's changed up his gloves tonight. He's got pink Bruce Bolt gloves on, but they look like they're a little different than the ones he had the other night. There was a little bit more bluish trim in them. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 2-1 on Reyes. If you just joined us, we're in the bottom of the first inning. Nothing Lions and Fighters. As Tyra steps off the backside of the rubber, and he's going to cycle through the signs again with his catcher, Kojima. Tyra now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. Count now goes to 2s on Reyes. That was a bit of a quick pitch there from Tyra. He didn't have much of a leg lift, more of a slide step. I think you have to mix up your delivery when you're facing the likes of Franmil Reyes. Here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and in, and now it goes full to Reyes. Tyra's really had to work here in the first inning. 21 pitches so far to the first 4 or 3+ batters that he's faced as this at-bat continues. Here comes the 3-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed, and he blows it by Reyes. He's in the books for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Fighters in their half of the first inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. They did strand a runner who was hit by a pitch. Your score as we now move to the top of the second inning, it is the Lions no score and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. Midweek baseball from the Japanese League is on the docket tonight, and we're happy to bring it with you. We'll be right back after this. It's the middle of the week, and our good friend Steve Rademacher is going to keep you entertained tonight between games. Check him out if you get a chance after the channel. He finally hit 580 this week. Good for you, Steve. We're happy for you, and we'll be right back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Thank you there, Steve. It is going to be Taiga Hirasawa, Kazunori Ishii, and Takeya Nakamura to come to the plate, or Takeya Nakamura to come to the plate. That means it is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to face the starter Ito here. Well, for Hirasawa, he's hitting 262 on the season, a couple homers and 16 runs driven in. He gets the start in left field tonight as the right-hander Ito ready to go to work as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Hirasawa getting an opportunity to play quite a bit this year. He's had a couple hundred plate appearances already. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Just commenting about the Lions uniforms in the first inning. Navy blue up on the shoulders, and then it sort of bleeds into this powder with a lot of white in it as well. I really like the uniforms. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line. Giving chase is Kiyomiya, and he's going to run out of real estate as it lands into the netting down the right field line. It's going to run the count to 1-2 on Hirasawa. So a ball and 2 strikes. Again, tapping both sides of the plate as he gets himself settled back in the box. Ito ready to go again. As the right-hander kicks and fires, it's a split-finger pitch that bounces up to the plate. Count goes to 2-2. Of the 4 batters in the first inning, 2 worked Ito to a full count. Commented the other night that both of the pitchers combined in the ball game between Arihara and Shoji only went to full count on hitter. I think it was 3 times the whole night. That game was a quick-moving ball game, 2 hours and 20 minutes. And there's a split-finger pitch that's waved at and missed. Hirasawa's in the books. He's out for out number 1. And that'll bring up the second baseman in Kazunori Ishii. Well, if there's a player who everybody would know well on both teams now, it's Ishii. Ishii was a longtime member of the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. First year with the Lions. Batting .230, 5 homers and 16 RBIs. Veteran presence in the Lions lineup. Had a bit of a logjam over at second base with the Fighters. There's a first pitch splitter swung on, grounded over to second. Speaking of second baseman, it's fielded by Hosokawa. He throws to first, and Ishii is gone for the second out of the inning. It's a ground out 4-3 for 2 outs, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter in Takeya Nakamura. Well, I wondered where we're going to see some Nakamura sightings. He is not a young guy. He's 42 years old, veteran of the Lions. As we had mentioned, the number of players that had gone down injured, and now he's getting an opportunity. Only 2 for 11 on the season. He's hitting 182. He's got nothing across the other lines. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Nakamura. He has had an illustrious career, has the big fella. I would have observed a guess that his name will probably be etched in the Hall of Fame at the Tokyo Dome. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Not deep enough. At the edge of the warning track is the left fielder, and that's Yazawa, who makes the catch, and that is going to do it as the Lions are going to go in order here in inning number 2. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Lions, nothing, and the Fighters, nothing. Stay with us, everybody. The bottom of the third inning is just around the corner. We'll come back to give it to you right after this musical timeout. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Well, if you need a hand to carry a load, I'm here to let you know you can put that on me. When that old hurricane is starting to blow, I've always got a home where you can come be. Oh, because I ain't afraid of a little weather. We can make it together. When I tell you that I got you, I got you.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat for the Fighters here in inning number 2. That means Kotaro Kiyomiya, Yuki Nomura, and Yua Tamiya, as they will come to bat here to face Kaima Taira in inning number 2. Both of the pitchers in the first inning had to work a little bit hard to get their outs, but Hiromi Ito settled in inning number 2. There was a first pitch breaking ball that just misses. The home plate umpire flinched like he was going to go up with the right hand, but no, sir, he kept it in the holster. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field, not deep enough. Moving over and to his right, underneath it to make the catch is Hiruma, and that is going to retire Kiyomiya for the first out of the innings. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the third baseman in Yuki Nomura. Christian says, who's the home team today? Typically, when we put up the scores, Lions are on the left. That would be the visitor. Fighters on the right. That would be the home team, as we are in the bottom of inning number 2. So Fighters are the home team in this one. And here's the pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Nomura. Nomura hitting .258 on the year, 13 homers and 50 runs driven in. Right-hander against the right-hander. Taira wastes no time, delivers a fastball that is swung on and missed. Oh, that ball had a lot of depth to it. I don't think it was a splitter. I'd have to get a look again. It almost looked like it was a sinker or a two-seamer. And there is a split-finger pitch that's swung on and missed. That's some pretty quick work, as Nomura's gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's the third strikeout recorded by Taira. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher in Yua Tamiya. 76 Fish 75 says hello, and we welcome you again into the stream. We appreciate you for popping by. Another night of Japanese baseball. Hopefully you guys can all hang with us. If we have an exciting game like we did the other night, there's a fastball that misses up and away to Tamiya for ball 1. I don't even think I set the defensive lineup for the Lions in the first inning. A lot of things were going on. There was a fastball taken for a strike. Defensively for the Lions tonight, from left to right field, Hirasawa is in left. The center fielder is Hiruma, and in right field, it is Alexander Canario. Around the horn from first to third, Nevin is at first. At second, it is Ishii. The shortstop is Takazawa, and at third base, it's Yamamura with the battery of Taira and Kojima. As that fastball misses down, it's now 2-1. Our friend Luke says he's back. Welcome. There's a fastball that is swung on. It is a lifted foul into the seats, and the count now 2-2 to Tamiya. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tamiya waggling the bat as the right-hander ready to go again. And the pitch on the way, it is a fastball swung on and tapped over on the first base side. The count remains at 2-2. Well, we're glad to have Luke back in the house. We're doing the attendance, and we haven't noted you in here recently, but glad you can make it in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tamiya as the right-hander ready to go, and the fastball swung on. It's grounded softly over to third. They're going to have to hurry. Fielded nicely on the run by the third baseman, Yamamura. He fires to first, and Tamiya is gone. It's a ground out, 5-3. He's out for out number 3, and that'll do it here for the Fighters in the second inning. They go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete innings. It is the Lions nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the action. The top of the third is just around the corner when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. 76 Fish says, who should we take? We talked about last night, or the stream the other night, how the Swallows are in a free fall over in the Central League, and any time that they're playing, I would be picking against them. Except tonight, because it's rained out and they're not going to be playing. On this side of the coin, I would say, who would I be picking in this one? Well, we were talking a couple innings ago, or at least in the first inning, about how the Lions are missing three important bats from the lineup. Sei Watanabe fractured his orbital bone trying to field a ground ball the other night. He's gone for a while. Kikuta Wakabayashi suffered a tear in the pubic bone. He is going to be gone for a while. And then also, too, Anko Lin has got swelling in his knee and coming off a good month of July. He is going to be gone for a while. So three key bats in their lineup all out of action for the Lions, who have been producing at a pretty good clip. Here's the first pitch delivered to Yamamura, and it's taken a fastball for a called strike. Count is 0-1. 29 pitches through the first two innings for the right-hander Ito. As the right-hander ready to deliver again here. Here comes the pitch. On its way, it is a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Luke was saying we got to update our stats. The stats that we have, that was from the 2025 season. So that is the stuff that we use up there, but we're not going to be doing the daily stuff. That takes a little bit more time. It's above our pay grade at the moment, as that split finger pitch is swung on and missed. I guess you can't ask for everything when you're getting this for free, right? But if you want to finance us and make it a more full-time operation, we'd be more than happy to do it and update you by the minute. Our friend Angel says the Hawks are destroying the Marines. I wouldn't be surprised that would be the case. That game could get ugly. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Yamamura is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away. It'll bring up the right fielder and Alexander Canario. Angel says, where can I find the stats for the league? Well, you can go right to the NPB website. Just like Major League Baseball, MLB.com has all the information on their site. NPB.com does as well. They don't update the stats until usually about, I think it's about 5 in the morning our time, so about 9. It's usually about 9 a.m. the next day in Japan that they'll update it. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Canario that he swings on and misses. Count is quickly 0-1. And depending on the language if you speak English or Spanish or whatever is your native tongue, you can translate that. Breaking ball on the way, and it's taken for a called strike. The count's now 0-2 to Canario. Samurai Prayer giving us the update that the Tigers now up on the Giants 2-0. That game was skipping along pretty quick. It would be running into a bit of a rut now. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 on Canario. So that's one place to look. Another spot that a lot of people use is Sports Navi. Depending on what country you're in will dictate whether you can actually download the app or not. There's the 1-2 pitch, and it is a breaking ball that misses down. The count goes to 2-2. I know I can't actually download the app. I don't know if it's available in North America or not. Certainly in Japan, a lot of people would use the Sports Navi app. You can look at it on the computer. It's associated with Yahoo. They do a pretty good information summary, especially even for the farm leagues. Here's the 2-2. Fastball just misses down and away. It's now 3-2 to Canario. Canario hitting .240 on the year, 9 homers and 36 RBIs. Also has stolen 9 bases. At times he has swung the bat really well. At other times he has been not so hot. He seems to be a streaky player. And thus batting at 9th in the batting order will indicate probably where he fits in right now. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. On its way. Then it's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and Canario's in the books. He's gone for out number 2. By our records, that's the 5th strikeout recorded by Ito tonight. That'll bring up the top of the order, and that's Suo Takazawa. So some good pitching here by Ito tonight. Has put Canario in the books. bringing Takazawa to the dish, who is 0 for 1. He grounded to short his first time up. Luke says, good pitching duel tonight. Yeah, it's shaping up as such. As the pitch on the way, there's a fastball ticket for a called strike. As I mentioned about the Lions, their lineup, not exactly a strong lineup tonight. And you got to face Ito. Hits are going to be at a premium for the Lions in this one would think. Right-hander Ito delivers again. There's a really slow breaking ball missing upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. Kaimatira, on the other hand, also has thrown quite a few pitches in the ballgame already tonight. So I think it's going to be a battle of the pitch counts for the two starters. Once they pass it off to the bullpens, that's where the entertainment begins. There's a fastball missing outside. It's now 2-1 to Takazawa. Ito again leaning in, getting the sign from his catcher. He nods in agreement with Tamiya, gets the one that he likes. He's ready to go again. Here comes the 2-1. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. Count now runs even. I don't think Takazawa liked that call. I have to say, for some of the pitches that we've seen tonight, I don't know if I necessarily like that call either. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Takazawa. Again, the right-hander Ito works himself into the delivery, and it's a fastball that just misses off the inside corner. There's my case in point right there. I thought that pitch looked a whole lot better than the one before. Although that one there was a good job by the catcher Tamiya to frame it and present it to the home plate umpire. It's the 4th time tonight Ito has gone full on a hitter. Angel says the Hawks are already up 6-0 on the Marines. Glad we kind of did this one here. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. Our friend Samurai Purr said, what was the temperature in our area today? He said it was 32 in Osaka. As far as I know, the temperature here today would have been in Celsius about 24, 25. I think it was a little bit warmer than what they were calling for initially. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. You get into the interior where the wildfires are burning. The temperatures have been in the 30s, and there's been a lot of places that are under evacuation. They've had some major fires in a couple of places this year. And they've had some challenges trying to control them. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Yet again, as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a split-finger pitch swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 3-2. Tink asks, what team do you like today? Well, we've been saying it for the last couple innings. It's the Fighters who we like today. The injuries are mounting for the Lions, and be careful. Watch them start to free fall. It's going to start to bring the other teams who are in 4th and 5th, being the Buffaloes and Marines, back into this. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Ito ready to go again. And he kicks and he delivers. It's another split-finger pitch swung on and another one fouled away. And the battle's going to continue here with Takazawa, as this is going to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. There's nothing worse than having to battle with a hitter. It just takes a lot of steam out of you. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Luke asked the question, when do the Buffaloes play next? They go off later today. It'll be at 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern if you're in North America. It'll be an 1800-hour first pitch in Japan. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as, again, right-hander works himself to the set, kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and another one grounded foul just past the third base coach's box, and this battle is going to continue. So we haven't seen a battle like this in a while, and I guess we're due. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Takazawa. So 3-0 here. 3-2 here. 3-0 on the scoreboard as it says that the Dragons, Angel says the Dragons have got on the board. As the 3-2 pitch is on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. Finally, Takezawa's in the books. That's a tough 1-2-3 inning. But he does strike out the side, does Ito, as that is going to give him 6 on the evening already in 3 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score, the Lions nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. More action still to come in just a few on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Lions and Fighters. More action when we return after this musical timeout.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm standing 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no dancing with my shadow in a room full of gold, trying to count on my regrets like the stories I told. Mama said, boy, don't sell your soul for applause, but the silence louder now than a million God. I seen kings fall quick for a hit on a rail, seen queens trade crowns for a 6-figure deal. I don't blame them.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Samurai Prayer says that he didn't believe anybody would expect the Lions to do this well in March. Absolutely. The Lions were probably written off for dead. Even a month or two before the season started, there was a breaking ball taken for a ball outside by Kota Yazawa. Yazawa, Isabata, and Mizuno to come to bat here in the last of the 3rd. And there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats, and the count now 1-1 to Yazawa. But can they still play and hang on for 3rd? I think if we're going to point to a time in the season where the Lions slide out of a playoff spot, this is where the slide will start. It was a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Yazawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yazawa hitting .204 on the year, 3 homers and 5 RBIs. Swings at a fastball up at his eyeballs and fouls it away down past the third base coach's box, and the count 1-2 to Yazawa. That was right up at shoulder height. 33 pitches for Tyra in the first 2 innings as he battles here against the left fielder Yazawa, who reaches out and fouls another one away. The count remains at 1-2. Yazawa used to be a dual player. He was a pitcher a couple of years ago. He hasn't pitched at all this year. But the Fighters were undecided. He runs fast. He's got a heck of an arm. Breaking ball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side, and the battle is going to continue. I have to say, I really, really, really like the way that the Japanese players, and certainly the Asian players as a whole, really battle to stay alive. 2-strike approach, how they shorten up their swings, put the ball into play. The North American game has changed significantly over the years. You don't see enough of that. No such thing for some hitters with a 2-strike approach, which is unfortunate. And there's a pitch that just misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Tyra really working quickly. Here this evening, here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted, and it's going to slice its way into the seats down the third base line. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. So another long at bat. This is turning into 8 pitches here. Samurai Prayer has put on the refereeing outfit and is looking for everybody to call a truce in the chat. There's a fastball swung on it, is chopped right back to the pitcher, Taira. He leaps up, he picks it off, and he throws to first, and Yazawa is going to be gone on a ground out 1-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the center fielder in Ryo Isabata. Well, it was Isabata the other night who was with some heads-up base running, went all the way around to third on a ball that was bunted by Mizuno the other night. And that ended up leading to the eventual only run that was scored. First pitch to Isabata's fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1 on Isabata. Isabata hitting .208 on the year, no homers and 1 RBI. He does have 10 stolen bases. The thing that keeps Isabata playing is his speed. He has got some electric wheels. Boy, he hits a routine ground ball to second, and he gets down the line in a hurry. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Ishii, who throws to first, and Isabata's gone on a ground out 4-3. 2 gone here in the inning, and that is going to bring up the shortstop in Tatsuki Mizuno. So Mizuno has been the only base runner for the Fighters here tonight so far. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the ball game. As he steps in ready to face the right-hander Taira as the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Mizuno got hit in the back foot on a 3-0 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, almost gets him again. Count goes to 1-1. It's one way to slow you down. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. And Samurai Prayer does point it out. Yeah, you don't have to clog up the chat with things you like or you don't like. You can just block the person so you don't have to listen to them or see them as that pitch misses down away. 3-1 here to Mizuno. That is a function option that YouTube does provide for you for your own viewing and chatting pleasure. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. And over to make the catch is the right fielder Canario, and that is going to do it as Mizuno is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. And that's going to do it here for the Fighters in inning number 3. They go in order, and they go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score, as we're now a third of the way through the ball game, it is the Lions nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. The fourth inning is just around the corner. We'll be back to give it to you in just a few right after this. Appreciate you for hanging in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the fourth inning. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Lions. That means Hiruma, Kojima, and Nevin You face the right-hander Ito. Ito has struck out 6 of the 9 batters out that he was recorded as outs tonight. He has delivered 50 pitches in his 3 innings of work, and he is back ready to do it again. So he has completed his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to go. As it is going to be the left-handed hitting Hiruma stepping to the plate. He was called out on strikes his first time up. Batting .309 on the year as the first pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to second. Ishii fields it. He throws to first. And with one pitch, we have one away here to start the fourth on a ground out, 4-3. One up and one away, and that'll bring up the catcher in Taiga, Kojima. Well, it's a good question. The question is who's got the better bullpen? Going into the season, I would have said that they probably would have, in the bullpen comparison, I probably would have said that the Fighters are better than the Lions. But statistically, in some ways right now, it looks like the Lions are better overall. So there's a first pitch, fastball swung on and fouled away. Counters 0-1 to Kojima. I guess it all depends on the current metrics on how that would be. Like when you look at high leverage depth, both clubs they're all pretty comparable. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kojima. Kojima walked his first time up. Our friend All Rails is in the house tonight. Tim, welcome to the stream. Tink asked the question, what other teams do we like today? As there's a split-figure pitch swung on and missed, and Kojima's in the book. Strikeout number 7 for Ito. That's going to leave it all up to the first baseman and Tyler Nevin. Well, I would say today, when I look at the other games from around the NPB, I'd have to go back and look at the starters for tonight's affairs of who I would like. Obviously, the Tigers are out to a 2-0 lead now on the Giants. And the Dragons are beating up on the Bay Stars 3-0 at Nagoya. Now that the games are already underway, probably both of those would probably be favored at this point. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats. The game between the Carp and the Swallows was rained out. So no game there tonight. Hawks putting it to the Marines 6-0. I would think that game will have a pretty ugly scoreline when it's done. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. All those people who showed up expecting a decent game. Maybe not some of that. Our friend All Rail says he has no game tomorrow, so he can stay as long as he wants. There you go. Work on some squats, get those legs stronger so you can catch again. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I was chatting with Tim earlier today. We were talking about the injury bug that we were mentioning earlier for the Lions. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and tapped softly foul down the third baseline. As it is retrieved by the third baseman Nomura, and the count remains at 1-2 to Nevin. Now, Lions are going to be in tough with that injury. Not exactly the injuries at any time of the year are always tough, and you got to overcome them. Certainly at this time of the year, to have some guys go down. Ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball just misses off the outside corner. They couldn't induce a swing from Nevin. Ito walks off the mound, thinking it was strike 3, but not getting the love from the home plate umpire. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the American right-handed hitting first baseman, and he takes a fastball under the hands for a ball, and now the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Getting the right-hander ready to go again. Ito working himself into the set. And the pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and away, and that's going to be ball 4. And that is only going to be the second base runner tonight for the Lions, as Nevin's got himself a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up the left fielder in Taiga Hirasawa. Took a look at the pitch. The up-down to me looked pretty good. I don't think that pitch was low. The question was it outside? And part of that is a bit of the problem. All Rails says, not sure if you saw about the Jays today, was one of the weirdest delays ever about the scoreboard era. Yeah, it's not the responsibility of the scoreboard to be looking at. You tell players at an early age, don't look at the scoreboard. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. For those of you who just walked in or aren't sure what we're talking about, the Red Sox and the Blue Jays were playing today, and on the scoreboard it showed that there was, I believe, at the time of the pitch, there was 2 out. It showed on the scoreboard. And it was a fly ball to center field. And the runner at third didn't tag. The runner at first took off, thought it was 2 out at the end of the inning. Center fielder for the Blue Jays caught the ball. They threw it in, and they needed to throw it to first. There's a fastball that is swung on. It is lined over to second, and diving to make the catch is Hosokawa. And that is going to do it here as Hirasawa is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. I'll come back and talk about the scoreboard debacle in just a couple of moments. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is still where we started. Nothing in this one. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few, and we'll comment more about that Blue Jay Red Sox debacle when we return after this musical timeout. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back after this. We got a scoreline of 0-0 between the Lions and the Fighters. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat here to face Kaimataira in inning number 3. And the first pitch delivered to Ryohei Hosokawa as a fastball swung on, lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it with room to make the catch is Taiga Hirasawa, and that is going to retire Hosokawa with 1 pitch. There's 1 out here in inning number 4. Just going back to what All Rails was saying. So the scoreboard was incorrect, but the scoreboard shouldn't really matter because you never look at that, or you shouldn't look at that as a player, and even at the major league level. So ball was put into play, and then they changed the out from 2 to 1 in the middle of the play. So the tells you that the base runners didn't know the outs. The players didn't know the outs. Only ones who knew the outs were the umpires. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away by Chusei Minami, and the count is 0-1. Minami 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out in his only trip to the plate. The only base runners tonight, Mizuno has walked for the Fighters, and there were 2 walks issued by Ito. That's been it so far in this one, as that fastball swung on and fouled away. 0-2. Abby says, who do you think wins this game? Well, at the top of the stream, we've been talking about it all night. The Lions are in a little bit of trouble here with their injuries, or their recent injuries from the weekend, as that ball's swung on and fouled away. So I believe the Fighters at home with their ace Ito on the mound, hard to pick against them. So that's who I think is going to win. Fighters are in position to win. All Rail says he's not seen a Lions game yet. When he goes back to Japan, I think it's worth it. Train takes you right to the park. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count remains 0-2 to Miami. So no balls and 2 strikes. Crowd's in good form, cheering on their home team here tonight. Breaking ball misses down and away. Good job by Miami. A couple of years ago, he would have swung at that. That ended up in the left-handed batter's box. Better discipline from the Fighters right fielder. Ride Fix says, go Lions. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Miami's in the books for the second time tonight. He's gone for out number 2, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter in Franmil Reyes. Ride Fix says, hello from Taiwan. I'm not sure where in Taiwan you are, but I'll be there in less than 2 weeks. Going to be making my way down to Kaohsiung and also spending time in Taipei City. And there's a first pitch fastball delivered to Franmil Reyes. It misses inside for ball. Count is 1-0. The strikeout totals for Tyra tonight is 4, and I've got 7 right now in the books for Ito. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count runs even to Reyes at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. If you've never been to Taiwan, I would really encourage everyone that listens to make a trip. It's an interesting place indeed. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. He walked the ladder, did Tyra, and that's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Reyes. Reyes is at a hard time tonight with the heat of Kaima Tyra. Tyra shaking off his catcher. Now he gets the pitch that he likes. Here comes the 1-2. Split finger pitch misses in the dirt. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyra again ready to deliver. There's a fastball swung on it. It is lifted foul down the right field line. And the count remains at 1-2 to Reyes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tim asked the question, what's the best team in Taiwan currently? Fastball swung on and fouled away. That's actually a good question. Last year, it was the Rakuten Monkeys. I believe they play in Taoyuan. I think that's where they call that's their home stadium. And they won the championship last year. Team that is arguably one of the most popular teams is the China Trust Brothers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes full to Reyes. China Trust Brothers, when they play at the Taipei Dome on the weekends, it is tough to get a ticket. So they're quite a popular team. And if I remember correctly, there's a breaking ball swung on and missed by Reyes. That's going to do it here for the 3rd out of the inning. They go in order to do the Fighters here in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're through 4 complete, and we are yet to see a base runner from anything other than a walk in this one. We'll be back in just a few, and I will come back and answer all your questions in just a few after this. We're going to give you our good friend, Steve Rademacher. He'll keep you entertained here for a couple of moments until we come back.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. we have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support that you give us. It is going to be the top of the fifth inning, as it'll be Ishii, Nakamura, and Yamamura to come to bat here for the Lions in their half of the fifth. Question came up in the last half inning before I go back and talk a little bit about Taiwan, is where can we watch these games? That's a common question. I'm not in the States, so I can't really tell you where that is. TV broadcast, HBC is carrying the game tonight, as is Gaora Sports. If you're looking for online distribution, DAZN, but I don't believe DAZN's picking up the games in the States anymore. You've got Rakuten TV and Baseball Live. Those are your leads, and good luck. Back to our friend Tim was saying about the Monkeys. They look pretty good. Yeah, the Monkeys were a decent team. I was a little bit surprised that they actually won it last year. I think, if I remember correctly, the Weishuan Dragons are one of the better teams in the Taiwanese league right now. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Counts 0-1 to Ishii. Ishii grounded out to second his first time up. He's 0-for-1 tonight. Batting .229 on the year with the 5 homers and 16 runs batted in. As the right-hander Ito kicks and delivers. There's a fastball center cut for a called strike, and now the count goes to 0-2 on Ishii. I don't have the answer, but I'd be curious to know which pitcher has the most strikeouts this year in a single game in the NPB. Because the way that Ito is pitching, he looks like he may want to join that club. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. All Rails asked the question if Kuwahara is playing today. No, he's not. It's a pretty thin lineup for the Lions today, especially getting tossed out there to face Ito. All things considered, as we mentioned, a couple of injuries. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Split finger pitch misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the right-hander ready to go again. Here comes the offering to Ishii. Ishii really waggling the bat. Ito delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. And just as we've been talking about it, there's strikeout number 8 in the books. Ishii retired for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the designated hitter in Takeya Nakamura. All Rails asked the question, rest day or injured or per performance. I'm not sure where he's at right now. I haven't really been watching enough of the Lions ball club, even though they played pretty well and probably deserve a little bit more love. First pitch to Nakamura taken on the outside corner for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Nakamura flew out to left field in his first at bat tonight. 2 for 12 now on the season, hitting .167. Pressed into service is the 42-year-old right-handed hitting DH. Fastball just misses low. I think that might be a veteran call right there. 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Right-hander against the right-hander. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down in the left-handed batter's box. And the count now goes to 2-1 on Nakamura. I have to say, there are some ugly batting averages in the bottom part of the Lion lineup here tonight. A couple of guys batting below the Mendoza line. but as opposed to a couple of years ago, Lions do have some pop in the lineup at the top. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. Angel says, according to Gemini, Hiroto Saiki had 16 strikeouts for the Hanshin Tigers in 8 innings. Yeah, I remember I heard something about that. That sounds familiar. Probably would have been about maybe in the month of June, I think, maybe about good 4 to 6 weeks, probably before the All-Star break. Fastball misses up and away. The count now goes full to Nakamura. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, 16 strikeouts is a pretty good night at the office, that's for sure. Oh, is that early? April 7th, says Angel. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball just misses down. It's going to be ball 4, and Nakamura is going to be aboard with a walk. That's the 3rd free pass issued by Ito here tonight. You know, Ito, there was talk about him going to Major League Baseball. I don't know if you guys heard last week that Tetsuya Imai has been demoted to the bullpen. The Houston Astros have moved him to the pen. And I could see a situation where Ito could go over as a starter and be in the same spot as Imai where he gets demoted to the pen. And the reason I say that is because that I just find that he walks too many batters. At times he really goes in stretches where he just, nobody can hit him, but nobody can hit him because he's also walking guys or hitting guys. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, tapped softly over to second. They go to second for 1, back to first. It's going to be an inning-ending double play. It's going to go in the books as a 4-6-3 variety. Nakamura gone for the second out at second. Yamamura out at first base for out number 3, and that is going to do it. An unconventional 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to the last half of the 5th. Halfway through this one, your score is where we started. Nothing between the Fighters and the Lions. Stick around, everybody. If you've taken the under so far in this one, you got to be grinning like the Cheshire Cat. Not sure what the over-under was tonight, but I'm sure you guys will be laughing for the under in this one if you took it. We'll be back in just a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of inning number 5. It'll be Kitaro Kiyomiya, Yuki Nomura, and Yua Tamiya to come to the plate to face the right-hander Kaima Taira here in inning number 5. It is a pitcher's duel again tonight. I kind of like the pitcher's duels. It keeps the game moving quick. First pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya hitting .245 on the year, 11 homers and 40 runs driven in. Takes a fastball upstairs for a ball, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Lots of zeros on the board in this one. It'll be like the game on Sunday. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded, taken on a hop by Nevin. He's going to win the race to the bag. Ground out to 3. That ball took a wicked hop. Nevin able to make the play, and that will retire Kiyomiya for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman in Yuki Nomura. So for Nomura, well, he is 0 for 1. He has struck out The only time he has come to the plate tonight. As the first pitch delivered to him is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. 95 miles an hour on the radar gun as Tyra has been dealing tonight. Fastball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. We've seen Tyra at times this year where he sometimes loses command of his pitches. As the pitch on the way is a fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count now to 2-1. Or was it early in the year? He threw like 40 some odd pitches in the first inning. And he got yanked after one inning. Pitch on the way. Ooh, breaking ball misses inside. Almost runs up and hits Nomura. Count now goes to 3-1. Just a reminder, at the end of this half inning, it is what we like to call the Japanese halftime. That's where they take a 5-minute break. There's a fastball that runs inside to Nomura. That's going to be ball 4. So outside of the hit batter to begin the ball game, there's a base on balls delivered to Nomura. He's the first base runner that the Fighters have had since inning number 1. It's going to bring Yua Tamiya to the plate. So for Tamiya, as he steps up to the dish here, 0 for 1. He's grounded to third his first time up. Allrail says, lucky number 7. Yeah, maybe. So here's the first pitch from Tyra. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Well, no strikes. Manager Shinjo points to his head. Got to be pointing to his head because I got to say that he's probably indicating to the batter that you got to be smart here. He's thrown 5 of 6 pitches here up to the last batter and change for balls. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The count goes even at 1-1. Our friend Matt Johnson says he's taken the under in every inning. Well, I have to tell you, Matt, if you've done that, you're smiling. That's for sure. Can't get less than 0. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count now goes to 1-2 on Tamiya. Our friend Andre says, in the under we trust. Yeah, it's kind of like the other night when we didn't see the first and only run until the 7th inning, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it was bottom of the 7th is when the Fighters got their first and only run across against the Eagles. Here's the 1-2 pitch. On the way, fastball swung on, lifted into deep left center field, but it's playable. Over underneath it, and there to make the catch is the center fielder. It's hauled in by Hiruma. And Tamiya has gone for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder in Kodi Yazawa. So which team is going to blink first in this one here tonight? And the first team to score a run is probably going to be the team that'll win it. So this brings Yazawa to the plate. He is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He is grounded back to the pitcher, his only trip to the plate. He did have an extended bat, though. It was a 9-pitch at bat here against Tyra, his first time up. Pitch on the way, fastball misses down and in, and the count is quickly 1-0. It's interesting. Sometimes you got hitters that can really see the ball well out of the pitcher's hand, better than others. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats, and the count goes even at 1-1. It might be a similar case for Yazawa. Maybe he just happens to see the ball well from Tyra, especially with that prolonged at bat back in the third inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Right-hander delivers. There's a breaking ball down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they said Yazawa didn't go, and it's now 2-1. You know, with these two pitchers on the mound and the lineups that are rolled out here, you would think maybe at some point, maybe not now, but earlier in the game, you might want to start thinking about some nickels and dimes, dropping a couple of bunts. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes even at 2-2 to Yazawa. We're getting into the territory where, maybe we don't want to be bunting in this situation. You might get a ball in your ear hole if that happened. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to first. Nevin fields it, steps on the bag, and that is going to do it. It's ground out to 3. So congratulations to everybody who took the under. You got the win in the first 5 tonight. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left the board. We're through 5 complete. As we said before, this is what we like to call Japanese halftime. We're going to put the music on loop. We're going to stretch our legs. We're going to go refresh our beverage, and we're going to come back for the top of the 6th inning in a few minutes' time. Appreciate you for hanging in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after these timeouts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top half of inning number 6. Yeah, we are locked at zeros, and there's a lot of zeros on the board, if you know what I mean. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. I'll give you a quick glance at the out-of-town scoreboard, as we'll do the Central League first. It is a 4-0 lead for the Dragons over the Bay Stars. Tigers enjoying a 2-1 lead over the Giants. That is in the 4th inning. As Hiromi Ito has come back out onto the mound to get his tune-up tosses going. Check that. It's now, I guess, in the 6th inning between the Tigers and the Giants. Other games in the Pacific, the only other game in the 6th inning, it is the Hawks with a 7-0 lead over the Marines. That is your out-of-town scoreboard. The game between the Carp and the Swallows postponed tonight. It is the Buffaloes and the Eagles. They'll go off later tonight. We won't be around for that one. Hopefully you guys will get a chance to watch that one when you can. Well, Ito is just completing his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one back in here. Our friend Harrison is in the house. He says he's really late. And being that the Bay Stars are losing, he thought it was a good time to come in and say hello and be here and hang out with us. Well, we're glad you could be here with us. Well, Ito has completed his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to get back underway here again, as it is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat for the Lions here. In inning number 6, that means Canario, Takazawa, and Hiruma. Canario 0 for 1 tonight. He is struck out on his only trip to the plate. 8 strikeouts so far for the right-hander Ito in his 5 innings of work, as he's ready to go back. 75 pitches for the right-hander through 5, and the first pitch fastball is swung on and lifted foul. Count quickly 0-1 to Canario. Both of the pitchers tonight have been untouchable to this point. The only base runners that we have seen have come via either a hit by pitch or walk. Here's the 0-1. As the pitch is on the way, it is a changeup that just misses down. Boy, not sure about that one. That's now 1-1. We talked a couple times about the home plate umpire. I got to look at this one again. Actually, it was a split finger pitch. Pitch sure wasn't low. Looked like it was right in the heart of the plate. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. On its way, fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Canario. As we mentioned before, after tonight, it'll be on the weekend on Friday, Saturday, North American time, Saturday, Sunday, Japan time for our next games. It'll be the Fighters and the Buffaloes, as we will call that one from Osaka, our friend Samurai Japan who listens in. I'd love to do it in your neighborhood if we could, as that fastball misses outside, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harrison's counting his girlfriend that he's had for 8 months. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle. Diving play by the second baseman, Hosokawa. Gets to his feet, fires to first, and Canario's going to be gone. What a play by Hosokawa. And that is a first out of the inning. Go back and look at a reason why a play had taken place. In this one, you could point to that play by Hosokawa. Ranging to his right, diving, getting to his feet to make the play. Able to get the runner by a step and a half. Harrison asked the question about when we're going to get to the Central League again. Probably not until September. Having some computer issues. I'm not going to order a new computer until I get back from Asia. Squaring the bunt and taking a breaking ball for a called strike is Takazawa. It's no balls and 1 strike. Takazawa's grounded out and struck out in his 2 trips. Matt says he went with a draw in this inning rather than the under. I think either way it might work out in your favor. Here comes the 0-1. Again, squaring to bunt is Takezawa, and he makes the effort on that one there. I don't know if they called that a ball or not. I want to see that one again. It looked like he offered. The home plate umpire didn't go up with the right hand. I think they had to appeal over to the third base umpire. If that's not a strike, I don't know what is. He chopped at it. It is a strike, but the home plate umpire, I'm not sure what he was looking at there. No balls and 2 strikes it is. Reminds me of the movie, I believe it was The Sandlot, or was it Benchwarmers, where they said, it's not a sword, don't chomp at it. That's what it looked like right there. It looked like he had a sword in his hand and he was chopping away. Breaking ball misses up and away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Takezawa. If you don't know what I mean, do the search on YouTube. You'll be able to find out and get a chuckle. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander delivers again, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line, and it's going to get its way into the seats, and the count remains a 1-2. Harrison says it was the Benchwarmers. I had a young player on our team this year that he put a personal inscription on his bat, and the inscription read, "It's not a sword." I agreed with him. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side, fielded in shallow right field by Hosokawa. He throws to first. He's been a busy man in the inning. Ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. He's going to leave it up to the center fielder in Takuya Hiruma. Well, for Hiruma, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out looking, and he's grounded to second. As he strides to the plate to face the right-hander Ito for the 3rd time. Batting from the left side here against the right-hander Ito as he works himself to the set. And here comes the pitch. Slow breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Getting the right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped softly over to first. Fielded by Kiyomiya. He's going to win the race to the bag. That's going to do it as Hiruma has gone for the 3rd out of the inning. A ground out to first for out number 3. And that is going to do it here in the 6th for the Lions. They go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Doing a lot of that tonight. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Looking ahead, it's the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat. It'll be Isobata, Mizuno, and Hosokawa. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve to keep you entertained.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Do you hear that? My sanity about to break while everyone I know's out. On a trip, on a boat, on a lake. I'm tired of feeling all FOMO, babe. I don't even care if we stay home. Put our to-do list on ice. Crank the AC to 79 and make
Welcome back, everybody. It is the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat to face Kaimataira here in inning number 6. That means Isobata, Mizuno, and Hosokawa. 81 pitches for the right-hander through his 5 innings of work, as he will be facing the left-handed hitting Isabata here, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second in his only trip. So Taira kicks and delivers the first pitch, center cut fastball for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. We got something special brewing here tonight. I guess we'll always find out after the 6th inning. There's a fastball that almost hits Isobata. Goes all the way to the backstop, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't think the roof is open for this one today. We saw the game on Sunday, and the roof was open. Creates some interesting shadow lines. There, Isobata squares to bunt, and it's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. Interesting that both teams here in the 6th inning thinking about dropping a bunt for a base hit. And he pitches a fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. I think if it was in North America, there would be some chin music going on here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander again kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle, and there you have it. The first base hit of the ball game here in the 6th inning, a leadoff single by Isobata. And boy, does this have a eerie feeling like the game the other night when Isobata was able to make his way to first base and then Mizuno came up bunting. Well, I'll bet dollars to donuts here that we're going to see Mizuno scoring to bunt immediately. It's been at a premium in this game, and we're in the bottom of the 6th inning before the first hit of the game has taken place. That'll tell you where we're at. So Isobata aboard, and Mizuno up to the plate. As Isobata gets his lead at first, and they throw over to first base, and he goes diving back in time. Taira's pretty quick to the plate, so I don't think I would challenge his arm, and Kojima behind the dish is pretty solid as well. And again, Mizuno squaring to bunt. He drops it down the first baseline. It's a good one. And they throw to first. It's going to go in the books as a sacrifice. That's going to be 3-4 on the putout. But that moves Isobata into scoring position. He's gone for out number 1. That's going to bring up to the plate in Ryohei Hosokawa. Nice play there by Hosokawa earlier in the last half inning. To keep the topic of conversation in place for the fighters, meaning that defensively, only base runners that have been allowed by Ito have come via the walk. So here comes the first pitch from Taira. There, it's on its way. It's a fastball swung on. Is lifted into deep center field. Racing back underneath it. Room to make the catch. Tagging at second and heading to third is Isobata. The throw is not going to be in time. Nice job there by Hosokawa. That is going to be a fly out to center field for the second out of the inning. Isobata advancing to third, and now that's going to bring Chusei Minami to the plate. So here you have it all over again. Only difference is when Minami came to the plate the other night, there was 1 out. Here there's 2 outs. Nice job there by Isobata to tag. They had to cut that off, and the relay was not in time. So Minami steps into the box. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his times to the plate. And by our counts, Taira has 5 strikeouts here tonight. And the first pitch on the way to Minami, a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. Count quickly 0-1. Either of these teams are looking to break the deadlock. Looks like the Bay Stars are on the board as they are trailing the Dragons 4-1. Game at the Nagoya Dome, or the Vantolin Dome in Nagoya. It's in the 5th inning. Tigers have reestablished that 2-run lead. They're up 3-1. It's in the 6th inning against the Giants. And in the 7th inning, the Hawks laying a beatdown on the Marines. It's 10-1 now. Fastball swung on, another one fouled straight back, and the count is now 0-2 to Minami. That pitch there was almost at 100 miles an hour. That'd be one of the faster pitches of the night by Tyra. So no balls and 2 strikes. Minami rests the bat on his shoulders. Looks out at the pitcher as he's ready to get the offering here from Tyra on its way. Fastball swung on, breaks the bat of Minami. It's going to loop over to second base and catching it in shallow right field as the second baseman Ishii, and that is going to do it here as Minami has gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they threatened, but they don't score to the Fighters. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. Your scores were now moving to the top of the 7th inning. It is where we started. The Lions nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Enjoy having you with us tonight. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Lions in the top of inning number 7. That means Kojima, Nevin, and Hirasawa to face the ace of the staff in Hiromi Ito. Ito has cruised along here in this one tonight as he is 6 innings deep into the ball game. And the only runners he has allowed tonight have come through the base on balls. 3 walks issued tonight so far by Hiromi Ito. So Ito goes to the rosin bag. We are ready to go again. Our friend Matt, who was in here earlier, said that he thought the draw last. The draw, whether it's the draw or whether it is the under, either way, you're smelling like a rose now, my friend. 87 pitches here for the right-hander Ito as we go into the 7th. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball that just misses low. Count is 1-0. Imagine if the home plate umpire was giving that low strike to the pitchers here tonight. This game would be moving along a lot quicker. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Ito kicks and delivers. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike in pretty much the same location as the last pitch. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Again, the right-hander Ito works himself into the set position. Here comes the 1-1. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field, but over to make the catch is Isobata. And that is going to retire Kojima for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the first baseman in Tyler Nevin. Well, for Nevin, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out and drawn a walk. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Ito. As he waits on the offering, hitting .273 now on the season is Nevin. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Nevin. Both pitchers have been brilliant here tonight. As the righty again works himself into the set position. Here comes the 1-0. Kicks and delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Ito works himself into the set position and now delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count now 1-2 to Nevin. Ball and 2 strikes. Ito with a new baseball, he rubs it up and he's ready to go again. As the pitch is a fastball that misses way outside the Nevin, and the count now goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander again works to the set. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into left field, and diving and unable to make the catch is the left fielder. And that is Yazawa, who was on his horse and into second base is Nevin. I think they're going to give him a double on that one. It is a hit for sure as he puts himself into scoring position. So 6 1/3 no-hit innings has come to an end for Hiromi Ito here tonight. As Nevin is aboard with a 1-out double. I was just looking it up, and that now that the no-hitters on both sides are over, oh, that was a tough play. But I got to tell you, it hits your glove, you got to catch it. And Yazawa, I'll say this, if Yazawa was a right-handed thrower and a left-handed glove, that ball may have been caught. But coming from left field, he had to go across his body, had to reach out, and the ball ends up ticking off the glove, and he's unable to make the play. So that is going to bring up the left fielder in Taiga Hirasawa. Hirasawa tonight 0 for 2, struck out and lined to second. So hits have been at a premium here tonight. Now each team has 1. As Ito delivers, there's a first pitch fastball that just misses down, and the count is 1-0. So Lion fans and faithful are pretty pleased about that. Fighters fans, on the other hand, a little bit concerned with the runner at second base and only 1 gone. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Ito has never thrown a no-hitter. He's had a couple of near misses. He's taken no-hitters into the 9th inning in the past, but has never been able to seal the deal. This has been a pretty good performance by him here tonight, keeping Lions hitters off balance. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats. Count now 2-1 to Hirasawa. And they got some pretty good speed in the outfield with Isobata, Yazawa, and Manami. Not a lot of balls will hit the floor. But unfortunately, Yazawa not able to get to the ball in time. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. It was the 99th pitch of the ball game delivered by Ito. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Kind of makes you wonder how much real estate that Shinjo will have in the right-hander here if he continues to roll him through. Traditional Japanese thinking would think, yes, he comes out for the 8th, as long as he can get through the 7th unscathed. Here's the 3-1. Pitch on the way. Split finger pitch misses down. It's going to be ball 4. And that is going to put Hirasawa over to first. That's going to put runners at first and second with one gone. And it's going to bring a conference out to the mound as the pitching coach is coming out to have some words of wisdom with his pitcher, Ito. And that conference is a pretty quick conference. It's a pat on the back, a couple of words, and off to the races we go. So that conference is over. Ito is got the ball ready to resume the action. Kazunori Ishii tonight 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out in his 2 trips. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ito. And Ito shakes off his sign from his catcher as he's ready to go back to work again. And now he gets one that he likes. Here we go. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ishii. Pitch number 101 delivered there. There is action now in the Fighters bullpen. They have both a righty and a lefty up. Looks like Sun is the righty. I'm not sure who the lefty is. Get enough of a glance. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Now with runners on base, the pace of the game is slowed a little bit. You got Takeya Nakamura waiting his turn on deck, the big fella, as Ito holds to the set, checks the runner Nevin at second. Now delivers. Fastball misses down. It's now 2-1 to Ishii. I just hazard a guess here that if Ito can get out of this inning here, his day may be done regardless. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Ishii waits the offering from his once former teammate, as Ishii is now wearing the Saitama Seibu Lion blue. Pitch on the way. Split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. Count now goes to 2-2. If you just joined us, both pitchers went 6+ innings without allowing a hit. The no-hitter was broken up with a leadoff single in the 6th inning off the bat of Isobata. Tyra lost his no-hitter. And with 1 out here in inning number 6, Ito lost his no-hitter. But Ito is in danger. He's got a runner in scoring position here. A 2-2 count on Ishii. Here's the pitch. And there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Ishii's in the books. He's gone for the 2nd out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Takeya Nakamura. And by our counts, he stalled a little bit, did Ito. That's his 9th strikeout of the ball game. His first strikeout since the first batter of inning number 5. That brings Nakamura to the plate. He's officially 0 for 1 tonight. He's flown to left and walked in his 2 trips. So Ito getting the sign from his catcher, Iwatamiya. Now the big fella here. Does he have enough juice left in the bat? Does Nakamura? And the first pitch on the way. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Ito gets the call now from the home plate umpire. So no balls and 1 strike. Matt says definitely not taking the under in the next inning. And they go 7 for 7. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. I think Nakamura would have liked to have that one back. Just a little bit late. That was the pitch that he missed. So no balls and 2 strikes to the big man. Matt wants to know if he can go 7 for 7. I think he's going to do 7 for 7. So no balls and 2 strikes. Nodding in agreement is Ito as he works himself into the set position. Here comes the pitch. On its way. Breaking ball misses well off the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2 on Nakamura. Next question is who's going to break the ice in this game? When are we going to get ourselves a run? Getting into the deep water. Pitch number 109 of the ball game coming up for Ito here. You don't have to be too good right now with Nakamura. You can nibble away a little bit, hopefully induce a swing. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball again, missing in the left-handed batter's box, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full house at Escon Field in Hokkaido. Crowd enjoying this afternoon affair on a Tuesday in Japan. Yeah, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away. It's going to run the count to 3-2 on Nakamura. Matt says, glad he found our account. More fun. Yeah, certainly the stream, and it depends on the night you come in. Sometimes we get like a full house of people that either are into just the baseball. Some people like it for the wagers. Some people like it for all the different reasons. Live updates. Glad we could provide it to you. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander Ito. The runners are going to be on the move when he goes to the plate. 3-2 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. Nakamura's in the books. That's strikeout number 10 for Ito. And that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the 7th inning. No runs, a 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of inning number 7. Your score is the Fighters nothing, the Lions nothing. Stay with us, everybody. This is our version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Japanese style. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom of inning number 7. It'll be Franmil Reyes, Kataro Kiyomiya, and Yuki Nomura to come to bat here. The first pitch from Kaima Taira is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Taira 91 pitches through 6 innings as he comes back out for his 7th inning of work. Right-hander has struck out Reyes both of the times he's faced him here tonight. And now he's going to step off the backside of the rubber because he doesn't like the signs that his catcher Kojima is giving him. Now we'll redo this all over again. And he pitches a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to a ball and a strike. One ball and one strike to Reyes. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. Matt says he's enjoying it. And we appreciate you for doing that as well. We'll be back on the airwaves, as we said, this weekend for a pair. Fastball misses up and away. 3-1 now to Reyes. It'll be the Fighters and the Buffaloes Friday and the Saturday and Sunday games in Japan. Friday night in North America and Saturday. And then next week, there's some rare midweek games. Fastball swung on, lifted into right field. This ball is going to get dropping in for a hit in front of Canario. So a leadoff single here by Reyes has got something going here for the Fighters. That's going to bring Kentaro Kiyomiya to the plate with a runner aboard and nobody out. And then we'll do a couple the following weekend as well. We got probably about 7 more games after tonight. And then the channel will go dark for a couple of weeks as we will be in Asia. We'll be in Taiwan for a 2-week window, and then we will return to call the WACA games through the month of September into the playoffs. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to second. They go to second for one, back to first in time. That's going to be a double play. Oh, boy. Well, they may want to go and have a look at this. I wonder if they're going to go and have a peek. Maybe not. The manager, Shinjo, not so much, but that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. As it races Reyes at second for the first and Kiyomiya on the backside. Oh, that's going to bother you a lot. You get the leadoff man on, and the next thing you know, you roll over into a double play. The manager's insane. First pitch fastball. Taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Nomura. Nomura is 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out and he's walked as that breaking ball misses in the left-handed batter's box. Count goes to 1-1. Here comes pitch number 100 of the night, and it's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nomura. Ito has thrown 111 in his 7 innings of work. Tyra now at the even 100 mark. Fastball misses just outside. Count goes to 2-2. And I have a feeling this will be the end of the night for one of these two arms. There's nobody up and throwing right now in the fighter pen. Makes you wonder if they've already made the decision to bring a pitcher in or if Ito's coming back out. Split finger pitch misses down. It's now 3-2 to Nomura. And the pitch on the way. Fastball just misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. Nomura gets his second walk of the evening. He's aboard. That'll bring up the catcher in Yua Tamiya. Well, for Tamiya tonight, he is grounded to third, and he has flown to center in his 2 trips. So he steps into the batter's box, ready to face Tyra here for the 3rd time tonight. Left-handed hitting. Tamiya waits, and the first pitch is a fastball he swings through on and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Again, Tyra ready to go. He works quickly, and the pitch on the way. Fastball, good stop there by Kojima as it bounces up to the plate, running the count even at 1-1. Christian says, enjoying our channel. commentary more than MLB game commentary. Well, I appreciate that. As we said before, you're only as good as your last game, and so sometimes we're good and sometimes we're so-so. There's a fastball swung on, popped up. It's playable on the first baseline. Underneath it is Nevin. He's there to make the catch, and Tamiya is gone for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here in inning number 7 for the Fighters. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We're now through 7 complete innings. It is where we started. The Lions, nothing. And the Fighters, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you for hanging in here. Hopefully it doesn't go extra innings. I have a feeling the voice is starting to fade tonight. Starting to get a little bit raspy. But we'll be back to give you all the action in just a few right after this. Here's our good friend Steve checking in again, as he's all kinds of entertainment when we put him on.
Hello, everybody. And you know why we're here? Well, of course you do. You'd be nuts not to be here to watch Freddie call another game. Freddie, the king of kings on baseball commentary. You know what? Come to think of it, with Freddie, there's absolutely nothing hotter than listening to him broadcast. Not even the Reaper Triple X puckered butt squeezins hot sauce. We'll just give it a whirl here. All right, Freddie. Cheers. Holy cow, that may be a close second to you, Freddie. Still the hottest broadcast right now on YouTube. Peace out. Call a great game.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, Hiromi Ito is coming back out to start his 8th inning of work here tonight. 111 pitches for the right-hander. And the pitcher's duel is going to continue as Shinjo is staying with him. He's going to be getting the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order. That means Yamamura, Canario, and the top of the order, Takazawa. So 8, 9, and 1 to come to bat here to face Ito, as they are ready to resume the action. As I mentioned, the voice tonight, for whatever reason, crackling a bit. You got to do it for all 9 innings. It is a chore sometimes. Got to keep the beverages handy as well. Here comes the first offering from Ito, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Yamamura. Yamamura has struck out and grounded out in his 2 trips. Matt Johnson says he's now riding the Seibu Lion train. Well, I guess we're going to see how that works out. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Ito working from the stretch. Gets the sign from his catcher as he works himself to the belt. Here comes the 1-1. That's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lined up the middle for a base hit. Maybe our friend Matt's on to something, as Yamamura is aboard with a leadoff single. That's going to bring Alex Canario to the plate. So Hiromi Ito gives up a base knock. It looks like that is going to be the end of the night for Yamamura. We may have ourselves a pinch runner for him. And that is the end of the night. Yamamura gets a bunch of high fives at the dugout. Matt says Japanese unders are gold if you know the pitchers. Yeah, 100%. So we're going to look at the pinch runner here. It's number 50. Looks like it is Wataru Takamatsu. And Alex Canario, is he going to be entrusted to swing or bunt? And the breaking ball misses down and away for ball 1. And I would think in this situation, if you're not going to bunt Canario, you got to think about stealing this guy over. So Takamatsu is in to do exactly what he's supposed to do, and that's run. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. On the way, fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike. Shaking his head is Canario. He doesn't like the call. I got to be honest with you. The catcher's set up really outside. The pitch was outside, had no arm side run to it. Canario not happy with the call. As they throw over to first base and easily getting back in time is the runner Takamatsu. So you just walked in on us here tonight. It has been a pitcher's duel. Zeros all around till the seventh inning. Sorry, till the top of the seventh when Ito gave up the first hit. There's Mike Cool. Hook's in the house. We haven't seen him in for a while. Hope you're doing good. Glad you could stumble in tonight. Did they throw over to first base, and again diving back is the pinch runner, Takamatsu. So 1 strike. Ito again getting the sign, and again they throw over to first base, and again diving back is the runner, Takamatsu. I wonder if Canario is a guy that you'd put a hit and run on with, or maybe a run and hit. Either way, I would have to think you got to put this runner in motion. He's got to get over into scoring position. At the top of the order coming up here in a moment, get some cracks to bring him in. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. Or does he not? He shuts it down. Fake steal. He was off to the races. I thought he had a pretty good jump. Fastball missed down and away to Canario. 2 balls and 1 strike. Keep our eye on him again here. 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Takamatsu with the lead over at first base. Ito holds to the set. There goes the runner again. Breaking ball down. And it's down, and the ball goes into center field. Up gets Takamatsu. Here comes the throw to third. It's not going to be in time. And he's got himself a stolen base, and he's going to advance to third on the error by the catcher. As Iwatamiya threw that one into center field. Now they got a runner at third here with nobody out. We got to look at that pitch again. Pitch was a breaking ball down in the dirt. It ran the count now to 3-1 on Canario. Really good jump there by the runner at first base. Able to make it all the way around to third. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Canario. Got the infield in here. They are threatening for their first run of the ball game. Are the Lions. And here comes the 3-1 pitch from Ito. On its way, fastball swung on and chop foul over on the third base side. Count now full to Canario. If you've just walked in on us, well, we're glad you guys could do that tonight. It was a masterful pitching performance by both Ito and Taira. As we said, the first hit that Ito allowed was in the 7th inning. 1-out double to Tyler Nevin. And same thing for Kaima Taira. It was a leadoff single issued to Franmil Reyes. Both of them lost their no-hitters here in the 7th. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Canario as the right-hander works set. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to the left side of the infield, fielded by the shortstop Mizuno. He's going to throw to first. That's a ground out 6-3, so unable to get the run home. As Canario's gone for the first out of the inning, that brings up the top of the order in Natsuo Takazawa. Well, for Takazawa, he strides to the plate 0 for 3 today. He has grounded out twice and struck out once. He has had a couple of deep at-bats against the starter Ito. Was now up to 120 pitches on the ballgame. Right-hander against the left-hander. Ito waits at the belt. And now he's ready to deliver. Here comes the pitch. And it's a fastball that misses outside. Looked like that they were thinking squeeze in that situation. Squeeze or safety squeeze, if anything. No, the Lions didn't have anything on. It's 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes it is here. Again, the right-hander Ito getting the sign. We'll keep our eye here if they're thinking about squeeze or safety squeeze. This is a player who could do it. Decent bat control from Takezawa. There's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count runs even to 1-1. So a ball and a strike. Infield still in for the Fighters, trying to cut the runner off at the plate. Up on the proverbial grass, the shortstop Mizuno's a little deeper at shortstop. He's maybe about 3 or 4 steps off of the grass infield. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Again, Ito holding to the set, now delivers. Again, they pitch out. Again, concerned that there may be a squeeze on. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Interesting. No sign of it here at this point. Also got to think that the contact play's got to be on. Ball gets put into play on a swing. Anything on the ground, you got to be thinking that the runner at third is going to be off to the races. Here's the 2-1. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to get lined into center field. It's down for a base hit. And we got our first run of the ball game as in to score comes Takamatsu. And the Lions have taken a 1-0 lead here. And the base knock by Takezawa. So in to score the pinch runner. It makes the score line 1-0, and it is going to bring up the center fielder in Takuya Haruma. And that is going to be the end of the night for Hiromi Ito. Ito has pitched a brilliant ball game tonight, but his night is over. We got ourselves a pitching change, and we're going to come back in just a few after this. Appreciate you for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is now 1-0 for the Fighters. We'll be back when we return after this from our friend Steve.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you going to throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in front row. Blah.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and we know that the Lions have a 1-0 lead over the Fighters here in the top of the 8th inning. It is Takuya Haruma who is coming up to bat. We're just waiting on the confirmation of the pitching change. But it looks like it is going to be the left-hander number 40. That means it's going to be Hiroya Shimamoto. So it is Hiroya Shimamoto who enters the game for the 36th time this season. He's got himself a 1.84 ERA. He will take over here for Hiromi Ito. So Hiroya Shimamoto completing his tune-up tosses. Be ready to resume the action here in just a couple of moments. Just taking a quick look at that out-of-town scoreboard once again, as we have the games that are underway or have been underway. Looks like it is now a little bit out of hand there at the Tokyo Dome. 7-1, the Tigers have a lead in the 8th inning over the Giants. We'll get you the rest here in just a couple of moments. We do have a pinch hitter here for Haruma, as the first pitch on the way is a fastball that is delivered up and away. It looks like it's Junichiro Kishi who has come in to pinch hit. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kishi. And the lefty ready to go again. Shimamoto gets the sign. And now he throws over to first and easily diving back. So 1 ball and no strikes it is. Samurai Pearl says the We Know Baseball video. Yeah, we got a couple more we're going to produce when we're in Taiwan. Get Eric to do something over there. I think we'll maybe do it over a bowl of ramen. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We'll figure something out. We're out for a good old meal. Here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball center cut for a called strike. And the count now runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Shimamoto here taking over. He's thrown 2 pitches. He's got a count even here at 1-1 to Junichiro Kishi. As he waits here, Kishi really extends his arms away from his body. Here comes the 1-1, but instead Shimamoto throws to first and easily getting back is the runner Takezawa. Other scores around the NPB, the Dragons are up 4-2 on the Bay Stars. That's in the 7th. And if you were watching the Marines and the Hawks tonight, 13-1, the Hawks are laying it to the Marines. Here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Kishi. So a ball and 2 strikes. And of course, the Swallows and the Carp postponed because of rain. So nodding in agreement is the lefty as he's ready to go here. Here comes the pitch. 1-2 on the way. Fastball swung on. Grounded to third. Bobbled by the third baseman Nomura. And his only play is going to be to 1. That was a tailor-made double play. It kind of handcuffed him. He's still able to get the runner at first. That was good decision-making by him. Ground out 5-3. Takezawa moves into scoring position. It's going to leave it all up to the catcher in Taiga Kojima. That was certainly a tailor-made double play. He looked like he lost it on the exchange, did Nomura. The second baseman, Hosokawa, would have been there in plenty of time. But instead, they got to settle for 1. This brings Kojima to the plate, who is officially 0 for 2 tonight. He has walked, struck out, and flown to center. Lefty checks the runner over at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, belted down the right field line. This ball stays fair. It's going to be trouble, and it's just going to hook foul into the corner. Oh boy, that would have been insult to injury. You almost have a double play, and if that ball would have stayed fair, it would have got you a run in for sure. If it was a little bit further, well, it might have left the ballpark. The ball was hooked right into the seats, just to the right of the foul pole. So no balls and 1 strike. Kojima can run into the odd ball here and there. He's got 5 homers on the year. I could see him hitting 15 to 20 in his later years in this league. Just a young fella. There's a pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1 on Kojima. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Waggling the bat, waiting on the offering here from the reliever Shimamoto. Here's the 1-1. Pitch, fastball misses in the right-handed batter's box. Count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Outfield is not exactly the most shallow here. They base hit here. They do want to try to throw the runner out at the plate. I thought they might have moved him in a little bit more. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, chopped softly foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the left-handed batter steps in, taps both sides of the plate, ready to go again. So 2 out here, runner at second, 1 run on the board already for the Lions as the lefty Shimamoto kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses inside. It's now run full to Kojima. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we're about to do it all over again as the lefty Shimamoto holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Kojima gone for the 3rd out of the inning. But there's been damage done in the inning as the Lions have struck first blood here in this one. Run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was an error and there was a runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is the Lions 1, the Fighters no score. Stay with us, everybody. Bottom of the 8th is just around the corner. We appreciate you for hanging in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few after this musical timeout. Stay with us, everybody.
Do you hear that? My sanity about to break while everyone I know's out. On a trip, on a boat, on a lake. I'm tired of feeling all FOMO, babe. I don't even care if we stay home. Put our to-do list on ice. We crank the AC to 79 and make it.
We got our score line of 1-0. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Our computer look like it's on its last legs. We'll be back in just a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a nail biter from now until the time we leave. My laptop computer is As I said, our computer is getting a little bit fidgety over here, and we don't have a whole lot of life left in us. We do have a pitching change for the Lions. They're going to their bullpen. It is going to be a right-hander taken to the hill. This is going to be Trey Wingenter. The big American is taking over here for Kaima Taira. Wingenter, the 32-year-old. So he is on in relief, as he will be taking over here. So Wingenter making his 19th appearance this year. He has yet to allow an earned run. So the big fella here taken to the hill. He'll be facing the 8-9-1 hitters Yazawa, Isobata, and Mizuno. As we are ready to resume the action. So Yazawa steps in, batting from the left side here. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to the pitcher and grounded to first. Batting an even 200 on the year, 20 for 100. Wingenter delivers a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Looks like there's a lot of defensive changes now for the Lions, and we're going to have to catch up to those when they come in. Looks like they've got Sosuke Genda in at shortstop. Fastball misses up, and the count is 1-1. Problem is, they also have a new catcher. Wholesale changes all over the place, but my problem is I don't know where they're going to slot in the batting order. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Wingenter holding it set. 1-2 on the way. Fastball just misses low. I wouldn't expect that when the umpire hasn't been calling it with any level of consistency all night long. That pitch looked pretty good. Catcher hardly had to move it, but I would say it was the right call. It looked like it was a little bit low. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wingenter delivers again, a breaking ball and misses up and away. Count goes now to 3-2 on Yazawa. Fighters fans cheering their team on here. They need a base runner here in the bottom of the 8th. Down by a run. And here comes the 3-2. Wingenter delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. He blows it right by Yazawa. Good old-fashioned heat. That's the first strikeout in the books for Wingenter, and that's going to bring up the center fielder in Ryo Isobata. Well, for Isobata tonight, as he strides to the plate, he is officially 1 for 2. He had the single to break up the no-hitter of Kaima Taira's back in inning number 6. So the right-hander works himself into the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball center cut for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Again, Wingenter holds to the set. Here comes the 0-1. Pitch on the way. Squaring to bunt is Isobata. He drags it down the first baseline. They're going to have to hurry to get him. And on the tag, a nice play by Nevin as he dives to get him. It's going to go a ground out to 3. Well done by Nevin on the putout. Be the second out of the inning. It was a good bunt. Nice drag bunt down the first base line. The wheels of Isobata. Diving was Nevin. I'm not so sure that he almost would have ran out of the baseline, but maybe not so much there. I don't know if he got him or not. I wonder if they're going to take a look at this. Well, maybe not. The first base umpire seemingly sold that call pretty good. So Wingenter ready to go again. 2 gone here in the inning. Fastball misses outside. It's ball 1 to Mizuno. Tatsuki Mizuno tonight, officially 0 for 1. He flew out to right field. He's at a sac bunt, and he's been hit by a pitch. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. If you like pitchers' duels, it's back-to-back games that we've had one. Game on Sunday between the Fighters and the Eagles, and back again here tonight. Both score lines tight on runs for sure. There's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-0 to Mizuno. So 3 balls and no strikes. And the right-hander works to the set. Pitch on the way. Fastball center cut for a call strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. Wingenter again getting the sign from his catcher as he works himself into the set position. 3-1 on the way. Fastball swung on and missed, and now it's 3-2 to Mizuno. Got to say, I think Mizuno might have swung at ball 4 there. So 3-2 to Mizuno. The payoff pitch coming here from Wingenter. 2 gone here in inning number 8. Lions holding a 1-0 lead. Here comes the pitch. 3-2 on the way. Fastball swung on, popped up. It's playable. It's over on the right side of the infield. In comes Nevin. He's there to make the catch. And Mizuno is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here as the Fighters go in order in inning number 8. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Over to the top of the 9th inning, your score is the Saitama Seibu Lions 1 and Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters with no score. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Fighters and Lions. More action when we return after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. The top of the 9th inning is upon us, and slated to come to bat for the Lions will be the heart of the order. Tyler Nevin, Taiga Hirasawa, and Kazunori Ishii, as it will be 4, 5, and 6. Just waiting on the confirmation of the Fighters pitching change as they are slated to go to their bullpen here. We'll get you caught up on that in just a moment. They are turning it over to a right-hander. It is going to be number 45, and that is Ren Fukushima, who is taking to the hill now for the Fighters. He'll be the 3rd pitcher used for Hokkaido in this one. So Ren Fukushima making his 14th appearance. He's got a 3.54 ERA. And he is taking over here for the Fighters in this one. So he has completed his tune-up tosses and will be ready to resume the action here in just a moment. Once again, we'll be back on the airwaves on the weekend. And the weekend will be the Saturday, Sunday games in Japan. Friday, Saturday in North America. It is going to be the Buffaloes and the Fighters. Hopefully you can join us for all the action starting at 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 a.m. Eastern on Friday night. And here comes the first pitch from Fukushima. Fastball misses way upstairs. The count is quickly 1-0 to Tyler Nevin. Nevin tonight, 1 for 2. He's got a double and 2 trips and a walk. As the 1-0 pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on, grounded softly to short. Mizuno fields it, throws to first, and Nevin is going to be retired on a ground out, 6-3. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the left fielder in Taiga Hirasawa. Well, for Hirasawa, he is officially 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and lined to second. He's also drawn a walk. Looking ahead to the Fighters' ninth inning, it is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Osakawa, Minami, and Reyes to come to bat. So we'll see what the Fighters have up their sleeves in inning number 9. Fastball swung on, hammered down the right field line, and it's just hooked foul. Quickly count 0-1 to Hirasawa. So no balls and 1 strike to the left fielder of the Lions. Pitch misses down, and the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. I got to make sure it is Hirasawa who is at the plate here because there were some changes that were made. Pitch on the way, breaking ball misses, and the count now goes to 2-1. So here comes the 2-1 pitch as the pitch is on its way, and it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and now it goes to 2-2 on Hirasawa. Top of the 9th inning, 1 gone here for the Lions. Back-to-back pitchers duels for the Fighters. Fastball swung on, hammered down the first base line, but fielded by Kiyomiya. Easily going to win this race to the base. Some good defense here tonight by both clubs. Ground out to 3 for out number 2. And we'll see who that leaves us here in just a moment. Looks like we have action in the bullpen. It looks like Kaino is up and throwing for the Lions, so he'll look to close this ball game off. And it is going to be number 22. This is the catcher pinch hitting. So 22 by my books is Yuta Koga. First pitch to Koga, fastball swung on and fouled away. So he's hitting in Kazunori Ishii's spot in the batting order. So probably spells the end of the night. Well, I would think for Kojima because I didn't see him go into the field. There's a breaking ball missing upstairs. Count goes to 1-1 on Koga. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Fukushima delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And the right-hander holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. 2-1 on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. And the right-hander ready to go. The 2-2 on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. Koga's in the books. He's gone for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of inning number 9. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Lions clinging to a 1-0 lead over the Fighters. Slated to come to bat, Hosokawa, Minami, and Reyes. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few Appreciate you for hanging in. Our friend Tim says he's back after a half-hour workout. Hopefully we're doing some squats. Got to strengthen those legs there, Tim. We'll be back in just a few right after this timeout. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Hiroshi Kaino who is coming to try to close this one out here for the Lions. Inning number 9, trying to preserve the victory for Kaimataira, who they had scored in the top of the 8th inning for. Wingenter getting the hold so far, and Kaino looking to close it out. He's going to be facing, or slated to face, Hosokawa, Manami, and Reyes. See if Hosokawa will come to bat or if they are going to go to the bench to maybe try to get a pinch hitter in here for him. But Kaino ready to go, the 29-year-old, making his 43rd appearance of the year. He has got an ERA of 182. So we're ready to rock and roll here. Our friend Tim says he needs to work on the lower half. Good for hitting. Yeah, your core area. Everything from your rib cage down is going to help you out. So here comes the first offering. It is Hosokawa at the plate, and it's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Fighters need base runners, or a base runner, somebody to get on here early. Hosokawa ground out and 2 flyouts tonight, giving him 0 for 3 on the evening. As Kaino works himself into the set position. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Squaring to bunt, Hosokawa takes a fastball for a called strike. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander ready to go again. As he holds to the set position, here comes the 1-1 offering. On its way. Fastball misses down and away. The count now goes to 2-1. Lions looking to try to close this out and steal a win here in game number 1 of the 3-game set. Again, kind of working himself into the set position. Here comes the 2-1. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count goes now to 3-1 on Hosokawa. I don't know, but I think if I'm kind of got to make this guy swing the bat. You got some pop in the lineup to follow here. Manami, Reyes, Kiyomiya, and Namura. Everybody's got double-digit home runs already. Fastball misses down and away. That's going to be ball 4. And so Hosokawa aboard with a leadoff walk here. It's going to bring up the right fielder in Chusei Manami. Tim wants to know, how was the one run scored previously? It was a single off the bat of Yamamura. He was pinch run for. The pinch runner Takamatsu stole second. The ball was thrown into center field. So an error to the catcher that moved him to third. And after Alexander Canario grounded out, it was an RBI single off the bat of Natsuo Takazawa that has given the Lions an early 1-0, or not an early, but a 1-0 lead. That brings Manami to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice, and he has lined out to second. Right-hander ready to deliver. Kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the right field line. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Chusei Manami. Kaino being entrusted to try to close this one out here. If you just joined us, 1-0 lead for the Lions. And Kaino again holding to the set. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. It's a dangerous situation they put themselves into, the Lions here, as they've got the meat of the order coming up. 1 swing of the bat can end the ball game. Manami here waiting on the offering. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Kind of working to the set. He checks the runner. Now he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, grounded over the right side. They go to second for 1, and it's going to be an out. Nevin could have tagged at the base. They tagged the runner to get the out. It's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to go 3-6. Nevin should have maybe stepped on the base. I want to see looks like that manager Shinjo is going to get a pinch runner here for Manami. His night will be done. So Manami's safe over at first base on the trail side. Interesting that Manami's getting run for now at this point in his career. He's only mid-20s. But I thought he had more life in those legs. Going to look at the replay again. Manami hits the ground ball over to the right side. Nevin had a chance to step on the bag. He was right there. They go to second, and he thought, did Sosuke Genda, that he did tag the bag. But no such luck. Genda had to apply the tag at second. So we do have a pinch runner here for the Fighters. It is Taiki Narama who has come in to run. Narama was sensational at second base the other day. There's a fastball that Reyes couldn't hold up on. He swings through, and the count's 1-1 to Franmil Reyes. Reyes batting .325 now on the season. He had a single in his last trip. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He's also struck out twice, but that was against the starter Kaima Taira. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Reyes. Our friend Lumen Code in the house, he says, looks like he's the fighter's curse. If he forgets to bet, they lose. If they bet, they win. Well, maybe we should bookmark Lumen Code and let us know what he's doing in the earlier part of the day. I'm sure there'll be others that would love to know that. It's all Lumen's fault. So no balls and 2 strikes to Reyes. Runner at first is Narama. He's on to pinch run for Manami. And Yuya Gunji moving into the on-deck circle. Looks like he may hit for Kotaro Kiyomiya. They throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Narama. Interesting that they would pinch hit Gunji or take out Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya, though, has not swung the bat well lately. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander kind of ready to deliver. Kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, grounded back to the pitcher. Their only play is going to be to 1 as they're going to retire Reyes on a ground out 1-3. Advancing over to second is the pinch runner Narama. And that's going to leave it all up to, looks like Yuya Gunji, who's coming up to bat for Kiyomiya. They're going to have a conference on the hill here to discuss the pinch hitter in this situation. Tying run over at second. Tim says he is the curse of the teams that he likes to watch. The Blue Jays, the Phoenix Suns. Thank goodness for the Bay Stars. Well, a base hit here could potentially tie the ball game. They got a runner at second. You got 2 gone. And Yuya Gunji coming to the plate to pinch hit for Kotaro Kiyomiya. So it's all come down to this. And Rama, they got to keep him close over at second base because base hit to the outfield potentially could score Narama. I'm looking at the outfielders. Center field is somewhat shallow. Left field and right field, they're not particularly the deepest in this spot. I don't know. I think they're going to be able to throw a run out at the plate. I really don't believe that. Here comes the first offering from the right-hander Kaino. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. Count 1-0 to Gunji. Yuki Nomura waiting his turn on deck. So you got to wonder maybe a little bit here. Gunji coming off the bench to pinch hit. Are you better off facing him? Maybe not giving him. You got an open base at first base. It'll create the force out somewhere. Do you really want to give Gunji anything good to hit? Here comes the 1-0. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball, take it for a called strike. Oh, I think Gunji wanted that one back. That was a bit of a hanger. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Lions in a position to win here. Make the series interesting. And not only the series interesting, but it'll also make the standings interesting. As the Lions battling it out here, keeping a playoff position. Fastball swung on. Grounded back to the pitcher. Kaino fields it. Underhand flips to first. And that is going to do it. It's a ground out 1-3 to end the inning and the ball game. And that is going to do it here in the 9th inning as the Lions come away with a victory. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the Saitama Seibu Lions 1 and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back to wrap this one up, give you the scores from around the NPB, and call it a night when we return.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we'll wrap this one up for you. It'll be pretty quick, and then we'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll call it a night. It was pretty easy. It was a no-hitter for both of the pitchers through 6 innings. It was Hiromi Ito losing his no-hit bid with 1 out when Tyler Nevin doubled in the 7th inning. And it was Kamatira lost his no-hit bid when Franmil Reyes singled the lead off the 7th as well. Only run of the ball game? Well, that came in the 8th inning from the Lions. A leadoff single off the bat of Takeyoshi Yamamura. He was pinch run for by Wataru Takamatsu. And Takamatsu stole second, and he advanced over to third on a throwing error by the catcher of the Fighters, Uetamiya. So he was at third. Then Alexander Canario grounded out, wasn't able to push him across. Then Natsuo Takazawa stepped up, delivered an RBI single, and that pushed the only run across the board to give the Lions a 1-0 lead, and that is where the game ended. The win goes to Kamatira, the save to Kaino, and Tyra goes to 8-3 on the year. Unfortunately, the loss goes to Hiromi Ito. He drops to 8-7. Quick scores from around the NPB, and then we're calling it a night. And that is, the Dragons currently have a 5-2 lead over the Bay Stars in the 9th. Final score, Tigers knocked off the Giants 9-1. SoftBank Hawks beat the Chibalote Marines 16-2 tonight at the PayPay Dome. Swallows and Carp postponed because of rain. Buffaloes and Eagles go off in under an hour's time. All right, everybody. Once again, we appreciate you guys for jumping in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Look to see you again on the weekend for more action. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again soon.